Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Ferris State Cross Country, and with us, head coach Jared Kelsh. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you having me.
Obviously, this past weekend, you guys had a chance to really get out there and compete for the first time, hosting the Ray Helsing Bulldog Invitational on Saturday, and a tremendous day to kind of get the season kicked off.
Yeah, the weather was very good. We had a lot of athletes that were coming from injury last year that had an opportunity to race, and a big freshman class that got a chance to run their first collegiate race, and for the men, run their first 8K. So we were super excited, and it was beautiful weather. Lots of athletes ran really well, and had some big time PRs. But more importantly, I just think we got a good day to get some experience in, as we'll be heading to Michigan State next week, where the competition will be a little bit stiffer, and so it'll be nice to have one under our belt.
Maybe talk about the work some of those athletes put in the offseason to really get trained and prepare for the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that we really try to focus on is recovery, especially through the summer, just because we are building with mileage. We have some guys running 85, 90 miles a week, some ladies running 60, 65 miles a week. So the big key for us is just nutrition and recovery, and doing everything we can in between hard efforts in the summer and long runs to make sure that we're staying healthy and able to show up the next day ready to roll.
As we go to some of the highlights, we'll start with the women's race. Obviously, they hit the course first, and tremendous job by the women's team. Really dominated the top part of the leaderboard.
Yeah, we were super excited with how well our ladies ran. Danae Feldposh ran, I think, 50 seconds faster than she did last year. Had a couple of athletes that we redshirted last year that came in and showed up really big for us. So, to go through the top 10 and have all of our athletes come in, but also I think we had a 35-second spread between our top 5 athletes. So that was huge, a little bit unexpected, but again, just goes to show how much work they put in over the summer and how dedicated they are to running and training and competing as a team.
For those student athletes, how exciting is it to run on your home course and have a chance to do it in front of some of the home fans?
Yeah, it's always great when we're able to get the support of the community and, like you said, have parents and attend our only home meet. That's always a big plus for us. I think that kind of gives us a little extra motivation, makes our kids really want to run well. So I think they do everything they can to prepare to show up always for Ray Helsing and be able to get on the line and give it their best.
What were the weather conditions and course conditions maybe like out there for the athletes?
Yeah, weather was great. I think it was 55, 60 during race time, so great conditions there. Course was a little soggy for the women's race, but did dry up a little bit for the men in the high school races. But again, we just kind of focused on working through and being able to control what we can control. And everybody's running in the same conditions, so it wasn't too big of a deal for us. We showed up and did a great job.
Before we get into the men's highlights, obviously this is the 48th annual Ray Helsing Bulldog Invitational. He was a former head coach that was obviously very instrumental in the success of the program.
Yeah, starting the cross country program here at Ferris State, it's great to be able to honor him by hosting this meet every year. Additionally, he's had some of the best teams in Ferris history and athletes, so always great. We always get a handful of alumni come back. We've had some local alumni from the last few years that actually showed up and raced this year as well. So it's just great to be able to celebrate the legacy and everything he's done for Ferris State University and allow the athletes to come back and still be involved in the program.
As we see the men's race taking place, obviously the men had a strong performance as well, and number one right at the top of the list on the men's side as well.
Yeah. Brandon Kearney ran really great. Had a huge PR. Brandon Worth, I think, ran 25 seconds faster than last year. Noah Griffith ran well. So we were really excited with how well, and I think their spread was like 35-40 seconds, which is also impressive given they're running 3,000 meters further than the women. So we had a really good day. Just were able to group up and stay committed in the middle half, and everybody really just tried to put the hammer down the last mile and be consistent and see what showed up on the clock when they crossed the line. So
really, for both teams, a great nucleus of athletes kind of coming back that gained some experience last year for you.
Yeah, absolutely. On both sides, we're excited with the athletes we have back. Again, just with experience and the years of competition that they've had at the collegiate level, but also excited to add in some freshmen that really stepped up and again kind of surprised us coming in for the first 8K. It can be a little bit intimidating when you're used to running 5Ks, but they showed up and acted like it wasn't their first race, so that's always a plus, and we're excited to see that and just really excited to keep the momentum going moving forward.
Obviously, you mentioned kind of going forward, a tough challenge coming up at Michigan State, and some tough meets remaining here on the schedule this fall.
Yeah, we try to hit a couple D1 meets or some all D2 meets that are teams from around the country, high-ranking teams. So that's good because we get a lot of experience in those, but also the level of competition that we face on a weekly basis helps us get better as a program. So we try not to shy away from any program, any level. We just want to show up and do our best and do what we're capable of doing as a program and a team, and try to reach those goals throughout the season.
I know as you go over the course of the season, all of it kind of prepares you for the GLIAC meet, and then hopefully the NCAA regional meet coming up here in late October and early November.
Yeah, GLIAC's at Michigan Tech this year, so that'll be a tough course. It's on a ski hill, so we're kind of using that and focusing our training on doing a lot of hill stuff and strength stuff, as we know it's not going to be flat and fast. We're going to have to put in a little extra work and be gritty with it. But then, the exact opposite, our region is going to be 100% flat and kind of be a grass track and just 10,000 meters for the men, still 6 for the women. So we're trying to kind of get the best of both worlds and be able to focus on being tough at conference, but then feeling sharp and ready to run fast on a flat course for regionals.
How much does the weather kind of impact your training? Obviously, you have some meets here early in the year where it's going to be very warm, but some meets later in the year where you could have snow, could be cold. You just never know.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely plays a part in it, just where we're able to train and with weather conditions and frozen ground and things like that, especially later in the year. But we really just try to modify and do the best that we can to, again, give us the best opportunity to be successful. Our program runs outdoors pretty much year-round, so nothing new, but always a challenge. You find a couple of days out of the year where it's a little bit more difficult to get out and train, so we may have to do some treadmill stuff or do something at the rec center. But our kids are pretty blue-collar and tough, so they usually get out the door most days, and we're able to get something quality in on the roads.
Finally here, I know you got to be pleased with the success this past weekend, and hopefully able to take that a step further as you move forward here on the schedule.
Yeah, very, very pleased and super excited. Like I said, to have some competition from all divisions this weekend at Michigan State. Always usually hot there. They bumped the races to an hour earlier this year, so we're excited about that. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler, getting to start at 10 a.m. instead of 11. So just excited to get our kids out there and get some more experience early on, and then we'll have a break the following weekend before we get back to racing at Louisville. So,
well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the great weekend, and best of luck this coming week.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.